Welcome to the Alabama Activity Center here in Montgomery. I'm Sentell with AL.com. I'm joined by Ben Thomas of the Mobile Press Register and Daniel Boyette of the Huntsville Times. And we have some interesting decisions that were made today at the Mr. and Miss Basketball Banquet, and let's jump right into it. The Mr. Basketball Award went to Dazon Ingram of Theodore, and Miss Basketball is Shakira Wade of Huntsville. Let's start with the most interesting decision. That would be Dazon Ingram of Theodore. Ben, you've covered this gentleman for 3 or 4 years now. What did you think about the decision?
I was a little bit surprised, but I thought going in we had three top candidates, and I think that's the way it played out. Dazon along with John Petty and Josh Langford. I think Dazon is very, very deserving. He's been one of the state's best players for the last 2 years. This is a 6'5" point guard who can dish, who can score, who can dunk, who can take control of the game, and has done that for the better part of 3 years now at Theodore. And I think he's going to go, and he hasn't announced his college choice yet. He's going to go somewhere big time, and I think he's going to be a big time player. It was a close vote. My vote went to Dazon along with five other first place votes, and I was satisfied with the decision.
Now, Daniel, you have 2 worthy candidates up in your Huntsville neck of the woods, and John Petty and also Joshua Langford. What do you think about the decision?
All 3 candidates are worthy. I don't think necessarily could have went wrong from a voting membership standpoint from the folks that were at the meeting. You had 2 kids from North Alabama that I think really split the vote, whereas you had 1 kid, Ingram, from the south part of the state that was really able to gobble up, I think, a lot of the votes from the members. And I think that was a key factor in how the voting turned out.
My quick take on that is that here we have a Mr. Basketball winner that's at least an interesting decision. I found it interesting because he wasn't a part of the state championship team, and he beat out 2 guys that were parts of the state championship team. I thought that was interesting. There's no need to be negative about any of these guys because they're all very good. But my vote did not go to Dazon Ingram. It went with one of those 2 young men from Huntsville. Looking at the Miss Basketball decision, I think that was a lot less complicated. Daniel, how do you think?
As the voting showed, it was more or less a landslide this year. Shakira Wade didn't win a state championship, but I think she was head and shoulders above most of the players in the state. Just an all-around great player, one of the best girls players I've had an opportunity to see here in the state in 10 years.
Ben, what do you think about that decision?
Yeah, I agree. I think Shakira, most people thought Shakira was probably the best player in the state, certainly the most publicized girls player in the state. Sierra Johnson from Blunt was second. She was the Class 6A Girls Player of the Year. She's only a junior, has been to Birmingham 3 times. I think maybe she has her chance next year. She was very good this year and really been very good throughout. This year I really thought was impressive because she lost 4 starters and her coach and had her team back in the Final Four. So don't disagree with Shakira at all. I think maybe next year Sierra could be the one.
Definitely one of the more interesting Mr. and Miss Basketball events here in Montgomery. Follow all of our coverage on highschoolsports.al.com.